Stephanie Baker. Hey, Stephanie, thanks for joining us on Quick Take this morning. Are we likely to see these COVID-19 immunity certificates anytime soon?
Well, obviously, the vaccines are just being rolled out now, and it will take time for people to get vaccinated. So I don't think it's on the immediate future. But some of these companies, like airlines, are.
She just lied. I don't think it's in the immediate future. Yes, it is, bro. They've been looking at this stuff before the vaccine came out, before the virus hit. Don't listen. Stephanie lying.
Using these digital apps for testing, and then are planning to just add vaccination records onto them if they are indeed required for travel and for entry to certain countries. So, I mean, it is on the horizon. So, I mean, the whole issue of immunity passports, remember, was first spoken about back in the spring when people were talking about using antibody testing to allow people to sort of resume their daily lives. And of course, the antibody testing was unreliable, and there were fears that people would actually go out and try to contract the disease, along the lines of chickenpox parties in the past. But now it looks like, they could be used in concrete settings, particularly travel, to get economies moving again and allow people to resume their daily lives. But doses will be in short supply probably until late spring, so it's going to be a really tricky few months.
Mm-hmm. What are the form that these are going to take? I mean, as you mentioned in your story, they'll likely be digital and be some sort of app, but is there going to be any sort of international standard like we've seen for years when it comes to those yellow pieces of paper that, to be honest, I still carry around when I go from country to country?
Yes, well, you're lucky because I've lost mine. But yes.
See how she conveniently threw, you're lucky because I've lost mine, that yellow piece of paper. She's suggesting that paper registration records are unreliable because you can lose them. She just throws it in there real quick.
As is many people lose theirs. So I think the whole idea of these digital certificates, digital apps, is a way to get around that. So you can more easily track, whether or not you've been vaccinated, and then they're easier to verify as well.
You want to listen to what Esau is saying. Esau telling you he telling you what it is. He ain't hiding it like that. If you're paying attention, if the spirit is dealing with you, he's telling you they want to track, trace you, control, and basically rule your world. All right? And everybody, it's like a conspiracy theory. Shut up. Shut up. Esau been doing this. It's just now digitized. And it fits in the framework of the prophecy.
Because those yellow fever certificates are known to be rife with fraud. They're easily copied.
And digital things are easily copied and fraudulent, even more so nowadays. Okay, so it's front.
I think it is likely to be a requirement. Alan Joyce, the Qantas CEO, kind of reignited this whole debate when he said late last month that passengers flying in and out of Australia on its planes would be, required to be vaccinated, he said it was likely that this would be a pre-boarding requirement, amongst most airlines. But it's really, remains uncertain as to, how it's all going to play out. And for instance, which vaccines would be, required. The World Health Organization is trying to come up with a global standard, a sort of e-certificate. That's going to take quite a while to.
The World Health Organization is going to come up with a global standard, sort of an e-certificate. And she keeps saying it's going to take quite a while. And they've been saying, it's going to take some time. And then 2 months later, it's already there. They already have this stuff prepared, okay? You would be a fool not to see that at this point. They're going to gradually take it to the point to where certain areas within the market, certain areas within your day-to-day life, you will not have access if you cannot prove that you have this vaccine. And that's going to ramp up to, people making these fraudulent apps or whatever, and we need to have something that's even more secure. The only way we can really know is by everybody having it inside of it. And it's going to lead to this is how you pay, this is how you do this is how you do that. Gradually, they will lead until they have a huge event to where, oh no, now everybody has to get it now. The world needs this now. Okay?
To work out. And
Shalom Akim. This is what we've been telling you. Now, this video did this back even before this, but December 29th of 2020 is when we uploaded this. And now you see how Esau is pushing it. Currently, what's today? Today is what? August 3rd or something like that of 2021. Gradual steps. Gradual steps. Psalms chapter 10, verse 4, it says, the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sights. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. He hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. He croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. He hath said in his heart, the Most High hath forgotten. He hideth his face. He will never see it. Okay? And this is how Esau is moving. Progressively moving everything forward to the M.O.B. system that we've been talking about. Now we're here. This came out today or yesterday.
Giving us more and more ability to fight back the Delta variant. By fighting the Delta variant, we will continue our recovery, and we will ultimately beat COVID. So today I announce a new approach, which we're calling the Key to NYC Pass. The key to New York City. When you hear those words, I want you to imagine the notion that because someone's vaccinated, they can do all the amazing things that are available in this city. This is a miraculous place, literally full of wonders. And if you're vaccinated, all that's going to open up to you. You'll have
literally full of wonders. Does that not remind you of Revelation, the 13th chapter? Come on now. As a matter of fact, let's pull it. Revelation, the 13th chapter. Goodness gracious. You can't make this stuff up, man. We've been telling you people, okay? We've been telling you this is what this man is doing. Revelation chapter 13, verse 12, it says, and he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, talking about Rome, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, talking about Rome, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men. This is the power of the military might of NATO and its American counterpart, right? Verse 14, and deceiveth them that dwell on earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. They want you to bow down to the image of the beast. And you will show your allegiance by being stamped, by taking a mark. In the ancient world, that's how you branded your slaves. You branded your slaves with a mark to let you know they was of this house or they were there of that. Now to let you know that you are the house of this dragon, you will be marked. And he's declaring it with pride. Listen to the words and look at the pride of this man.
have the key, you can open the door. But if you're unvaccinated, unfortunately, you will not be able to participate in many things. That's the point we're trying to get across. It's time for people to see vaccination as literally necessary to living a good and full and healthy life. The key to NYC Pass will be a first-in-the-nation approach. It will require vaccination for workers and customers in indoor dining, in indoor fitness facilities, indoor entertainment facilities. This is going to be a requirement.
The world will go crazy this fall. Okay? It's going to start here in the liberal states. NYC and Cali are going to get this thing kicked off. By the time we get into the middle of the football season, all news media on all entertainment fronts, this is all Charlemagne the Great, all these sellouts, these rappers, everybody, like we've been saying for years, this is all they're going to talk about. We always told you it was not about the Vanessa. It was about the systems that and regulatory, instructions that was going to come along with the Vanessa. We've been through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. Get your mind right. It's coming. It's already here. Just like like we talked about back in this old video. This girl, right, Stephanie, was saying, well, we maybe, that's what we said. It's already been, they already had this laid out piece by piece by piece. We've been seeing Esau do this so many times. The scriptures tell us, just follow the prophecies and you'll know what this man is going to do.
The only way to patronize these establishments indoors will be if you're vaccinated, at least one dose. The same for folks in terms of work. They'll need at least one dose. This is crucial because we know that this will encourage a lot more vaccination. We've seen it already. We've seen the impact of the mandate we've put in place for city workers already starting to move people to vaccination. We've obviously seen the positive impact of incentive as well.
Lies. Absolute lies. People are not showing. People don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. You know who goes out? Jake. Jake is the one that go out eating all the time. Jake is the one that go to the shows. Jake is the one that fills these places up, man. Esau might go to brunch and take their dog. Jake is the one that fills these places up, and Jake is not taking the Vanessa. All of these things is to get Jake under control, because those are the people who mainly are resistance to the Vanessa. He just lied to you.
The goal here is to convince everyone that this is the time.
The goal here is to convince Israelites.
If we're going to stop the Delta variant, the time is now, and that means getting vaccinated right now. This new policy will be phased in over the coming weeks. So we've been working with the business community, getting input. We're going to do more over the next few weeks. The final details of the policy will be announced and implemented in the week of August 16th. So over the next couple of weeks, getting more feedback, finalizing the policy, publishing it, and beginning to implement it. We'll then spend most of a month educating people, going out to businesses, receiving calls from businesses, answering questions and concerns, making sure everyone understands the new approach. And then on September 13th, during that week, we'll begin inspections and enforcement. So we want to give businesses, big and small, a chance to get acclimated. We want to make adjustments based on their input. But this will move forward starting in the week of August 16th. And then full enforcement and inspection begins the week of September 13th.
Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. It's coming. This is the time of Jacob's trouble. And these videos like this that I'm even recording right now will soon be completely eliminated. We are in the midst of a massive paradigm shift into accelerated prophecy. No more vain visions. No more, oh man, things are going to start to accelerate. All the pride is going to be brought low. Everybody's going to want to get in order and be on point when this stuff starts to get to really rolling out. There's going to be a period of constant propaganda and arguing that we're about to go through. And I'm going to tell you now, right now, for you, for brother, do not engage these zombies. Do not engage with arguing with these people. Do not engage. Do not feed the bear. Like you go to the zoo to these people or the animals, and do not feed it by trying to engage these people at your job, at school, at the grocery store. Do not engage with these. They are gone. They are sheep for the slaughter. You worry about those that be like you. Someone come asking you about the Vanessa. Oh yeah, man, I'm working on it. Keep it moving. Because that's going to get to a point to where people are going to want to tell on you. They're going to want to report you in. They're going to want to have you and your house destroyed. Move wisely. We are in spiritual war. It's full on right now. And people that's watching TV, they're being enchanted. This is full on magic. The fear that's about to be pumped into society is going to be on a whole nother level. Whole nother level. Okay? And I'm telling you, man, this football season is going to be crazy seeing the New York, whatever, Jets and the Giants, they sorry asses. People being restricted to getting up in there. Versus somewhere in Florida, in the Bucks, everybody's up in the Bucks game spilling Bud Light on each other with no Vanessa. It's just gonna be arguing, just arguing. We're in the midst of something terrific. Now look at this, just to show you. Look at the likes and dislikes on this video. 177 likes, 2001 dislikes. The fact that he wants people are about to go crazy with this thing, man. And we're going to praise Yahweh Bashem Yahushua for it. Romans chapter 13, verse 11, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. Okay? Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and in drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envy, but put ye on the Lord Yahweh HaMashiach, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. Right? And provision is to prepare something before. You want to make provision for the spirit. Right now, that's what we're doing. We're making provision for you to make spiritual decisions in the time of trouble. You want your spiritual muscle memory to be away from darkness and towards light in that day. And if you have worldly fear, you will compromise. You want your fear to be of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, not of man. We are all about to go through this challenge. We're all here to sharpen each other. But we have arrived at a place in history that has never before been seen. It's been in like manner in other ancient kingdoms, but this is the height of it. We're at the back end. They're like the brother Wakwayo Kwam likes to say, this is the last days of the last days. Get your mind right. Get your mind right. Call halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. We appreciate you, apostles and elders, for preparing the flock through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, double honors. Okay, much love, peace, and salutations to you, Aki. I'm out there pushing, keep pushing while we still got it. We're on our last leg. Hey, put the comments in below why the video is up, for why it's still up. Shalom.